Jojo Apolo here. Hi, in this video, you're gonna learn the 5 powerful steps to overcome business betrayal. That's right. Hi, my name is Jojo Apolo, and I am your business mentor to make your business thrive as well as your family thrive. So let me ask you this question. Have you ever been betrayed in business? Perhaps you were like swindled of your money. Perhaps you were like cheated by a partner, or perhaps you were betrayed by a person that talked behind your back. All of these betrayals can really hurt, right? I have experienced actually my fair share of betrayal. Have you also been betrayed? If you've been betrayed, then watch out, because I'm going to be teaching you 5 powerful steps so that you can overcome betrayal. So, and most probably, you may not realize it, but when you become betrayed, you just feel so angry. You become stuck. Your mind sometimes is just caught up with that thing that you lost, the amount of money that you lost, the amount of time that you lost, but most especially, because when we are betrayed, we just can't believe it, isn't it? It's like, how come that person whom I trusted, who has been with me, whom I've known for quite a while, betrayed me? Why can that happen? Isn't it? Those are the things that are going around in our mind. And so, let's try to understand these 5 powerful steps that will allow you to overcome betrayal. Let's continue, okay? So, what is the first step? And the first step is this. You collapse the feeling. You collapse the hatred. You collapse the anger, the heaviness that is in your heart whenever you feel that betrayal. Because you know what? When we have this anger inside of us, when we have this hatred that is inside of our hearts, this unforgiveness that we may have, okay, or even that guilt that we feel because we let ourselves down by being swindled of our money, when we have that, there's a certain chemical in your brain that will secrete, and it's called cortisol. When cortisol secretes in your brain, what happens is this. It sends a signal to your spinal column, and your spinal column will now send a signal to our extremities to be very ready to fight, ready to run in our extremities. Our eyes will start to dilate, and then at the same time, and listen to this, our immune system will actually be turned off. Because cortisol is a chemical that allows our body to be in an emergency state. It's like when someone or a predator is running after us, when we're like cavemen, the cortisol will start to function. And when the cortisol is starting to function, what happens next is our body starts to focus only on what's at hand. Our bodies, our mind is just focused on survival. And that emergency situation needs to be temporary only, because no living being like you or me will ever survive if our bodies was always on emergency mode. Okay? The problem is this. Okay? Before it was a predator that will create that emergency mode, but you know what? Cortisol is also triggered by anger, by hatred. And when that happens, then what happens next is this. Then your immune system is off, and if you will continuously be in this mode of being angry, hating because you were betrayed, then you will be in the road towards disease. I don't want that to happen to you guys. Okay? And so, we got to collapse the feeling, collapse that anger. And how do we do that? there are like 3 simple steps. And as we do this, I'd like you to follow the steps so that you will be able to collapse that anger that is inside of you right now. So the first step is this. It's called anchor the positive. What do you mean by that? We anchor positive experiences. And we will anchor positive experiences by thinking of a wonderful memory, and as we are at the peak of the experience of that memory, then we will clench our right fist. Okay? So you think of a wonderful memory, then clench your right fist. So let's try to do this now. Okay? We will do this 4 times. Okay? So I'd like you to think of a wonderful memory in your life. Do that now. Really think about it. Perhaps you went on this wonderful vacation. Whatever is your wonderful memory. Think of one wonderful memory now. Think about it. I'm thinking of mine now. Okay? Are you thinking of yours? As you start to really experience it, you really see it, that wonderful memory, that's right. Now I'd like you to clench your right fist. Do that now. Okay? Now, think of another wonderful memory that you have had in your life. Maybe you accomplished something in your business or in your life. Think about that accomplishment that you have right now. That's right. Go back in time and really see it and start to feel what you felt as you were accomplishing that. Think about it now. Are you there? And now, clench your right fist again. That's right. Good. Now, think of another wonderful memory. Okay? Really think about it. Really see it. Really feel it. Really experience that wonderful memory. Are you there? And as you're doing that, clench your right fist again. Another wonderful memory. Think of another one, just one more. Perhaps you got promoted. Perhaps you closed a big deal. Whatever it is. Think about that wonderful memory now. Do that now. And clench your right fist as you are so happy experiencing that. Okay? Now release your right fist. Just take a deep breath. And notice this. When you clench your right fist, don't you feel positive? If you feel positive, that means you have anchored those positive experiences by clenching your right fist. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2, letter B. Next is you anchor the betrayal. Okay? So I'd like you to go back to the past and think about that person and that event where you felt betrayed. That's right. Think about it now. Are you there? And anchor that with your left fist. That betrayal. There you are. Did you feel that? Heavy stuff, right? Take a deep breath. Okay. So we have anchored our positives with our right fist, and we have anchored that anger, that betrayal with our left fist. Okay? What's the next step then? The next step is simply this. We integrate. We integrate. And how do we do that? Because when we integrate, we're gonna be able to collapse the feeling. So do this with me, okay? And notice how you start to feel. I'd like you to clench your left fist to integrate. Clench it. That's the betrayal. Don't you feel bad? Now clench your right fist also. Together with your left fist. Do that now. Take a deep breath. Another deep breath. One more deep breath. Now notice this, how it's like the positive and the negative are starting to mix up and to talk to each other. And I'd like you to release your left fist. Keep your right fist on for a while. Do that now. Take a deep breath and release your right fist now. What do you notice? Do you notice that the anger starts to dissipate? Clench your left fist and try to find out if you still feel heaviness with that betrayal right now. Do that. Do you still feel heavy? If you still feel heavy, then clench your right fist again. Do that now. Okay? And Now, take a deep breath. Release your left fist. That's right. And keep your right fist there. And then release it. Now, test it again. Clench your left fist. How do you feel? Do you still feel that betrayal? If you have totally like reduced it and you don't feel the heaviness in your heart anymore, that means you have successfully collapsed the feeling. Okay? If it's still there, just clench your right fist one more time and then release the left. Keep the right fist clenched. Release the right. And by now, when you clench your left fist, you should have removed that feeling of betrayal. Isn't that amazing, this NLP technique? So that's the first step, collapsing the feeling. The next step is this. Now that you have collapsed the feeling, you can now learn. You can learn from the betrayal. That's right. You can learn from it. Actually, the basic thing is to learn from our mistakes, isn't it? Okay? But sometimes, because we're so hurt, we're so much in pain, we're so much in anger, then we cannot think straight. When we are peaceful, that's the time you're gonna get insights. That's the time you're gonna get new perspectives about the things that has happened in our life. So, step one, collapsing the feeling, will help us now to learn. And now that we have learned, what are the things that we need to do in order that we will now be able to learn more from this? Okay? And what we will do is this. This is something unique again on how we will use our subconscious mind to learn from the betrayal. Let's do this. Okay? The first step is this. I'd like you to picture the event where you got betrayed. So picture it. Imagine it to be a picture maybe in front of you. Okay? Can you see that picture? That's the first step. Okay? Imagine that picture now. Next is this. B, I'd like you to grab the edges of that picture. So if there's you can imagine a picture in front of you, just grab the edges of that picture. Like that, okay? And the next step is this. Okay? I'd like you to imagine that you have like an invisible pen in your hand right now. Imagine that you have an invisible pen. Can you imagine that you have an invisible pen? Okay, that's right. And then the next step is this. And this is where the magic begins. Okay? So grab that picture of the betrayal. You have your invisible pen on your right hand or your left hand, depending on if you're right or left-handed, and then start to learn from that event. How do you do that? Just start like writing across the picture. Okay? It's just like you're writing across the picture with your invisible pen, and you're looking at the picture, and as you're writing right there, just ask your subconscious, teach me what you want me to learn from this event in my life. Just let me learn. Teach me. I was betrayed, and because I was betrayed, teach me. And you'll notice as you're just doing this, suddenly many insights come from that event. If you're doing this, you know what I mean. You're getting insights, you're learning from that event in your life. Okay? It's like you're triggering the subconscious mind to teach you. And if you like, okay, and I encourage you to do this, you can also ask God, the Holy Spirit, to help you to learn from this event. So keep on. Just keep learning and learning. And as you do that, you will start to discover so many things that you didn't know about that event in your life. Just keep learning and learning. And when you feel that you've learned all the things that you need to learn, when you feel that, then just put a period. Okay? Okay. Now, you have learned several things from that event. Okay? I'd like you, later on in your free time, to write them down in your notebook, in a piece of paper. Write down of all of your learnings that you had from that event. For example, when I got swindled of money, okay, I had this case in which I invested money in a real estate investment, okay, and I was a naive investor during that time. And after I invested that money, okay, on the first year it was great. We got our 30% return on investment. Wow, yeah? I invested ₱1,000,000, got 30%, 300,000 of income. Isn't that great? So I went to the second year. I reinvested my money. I added another million, so 2 million, expecting to gain another 30%, 600,000 after a year. And the second year went amazing and great also. So I now increased my income by actually 900,000, the 300,000 the previous year plus 600,000 the second year. So it's now actually 2.9 million pesos right there. So I said, wow, we reinvested the money. We added another million, expecting to earn another 900,000 there, right? That was the third year. And actually, yeah, so there was a change in the ownership of the real estate company that we had mid-year. So we said, okay, we just continue. And the third year still went as expected. We earned 900,000. So wow, I said, woohoo! Okay, so now I have 900 for the year. The previous year, another 900, 1.8 million from the total investment over the 3 years that we had. So it was like, yeah. And so we said, let's just put the money there, put the 5 million there. Yeah, that's what we did. Okay, actually, if I came to look at it, on the third, fourth year, towards the end, there were already signs that was indicating that there may be some problems. But I was too greedy, okay? And I just continued on, put in the money. And indeed, on the fourth year, boom! Suddenly, they started not paying us the money. We rushed to Manila, but it was too late. The investor was gone, and the 5 million was gone too. Can you imagine the anger that I had? Okay, and so I was able to overcome that using these techniques, and so, okay, if you have experienced something like that, just continue on. Okay, that's why I said learn and write. I wrote down, okay, when you're greedy, that's dangerous for investing. I wrote down that if the earnings are too good to be true, then you gotta be cautious, okay? I wrote down that there are warning signs already. Keep your eyes open. So these are some of the learnings that I did when I did that. And so, after that, then you can now have your decisions on future actions. What you can do in order to recover or prevent yourself from repeating the same mistakes. Do you agree? Okay. So, we have learned how to collapse the feeling, and you have learned also how to learn from that mistake of that betrayal that has happened in your life. The next step is this. You gotta reframe. Okay? You gotta reframe what? Reframe the pain that you experience, the pain to become a gain. You learn from the mistake. In other words, you gotta start thinking of ways to recover your investment that you lost. And one of the most important things when you are reframing something is this. You avoid the question, why? Okay? Ask me why. Because when you ask the question why, it becomes a downward spiral of you blaming yourself for the loss. Okay? So for example, if I ask the question, why did I lose the 5 million? Okay? Then I will say, because I did not see the warning signals. Why did I not see the warning signals? Because you're greedy. Why are you greedy? Because I like money. Why do you like money? Because you just want to spend. Why did you lose this money? Because maybe you're stupid. So it's a downward spiral. When you start asking the question why, it will not give you the solutions to your problem. So in order to reframe what you lost, ask these two questions. Ask what and how questions. Okay? So for example, I said to myself, what is the positive intention of the anger? Okay? So you can ask yourself, what is the positive intention of you becoming angry, unforgiving for losing and being betrayed? Okay? What's the positive intention for that? And there will always be a positive intention. And my answer was, I wanted to protect myself. And then I continued on. What is the positive intention for wanting to protect myself? Okay, because I want to avoid this from happening again. Okay, and if I will avoid that from happening again, what is the positive intention for that? I can move on. And so, if I can move on, what will that give me? Oh, then I will be able to accomplish new things. Okay? And if I'm able to accomplish new things, what will that give me? Then I'm going to be able to recover the investment that I lost. Okay? So, you see, when you ask what questions, then you're going to be able to get out of it. And then I said, okay, so essentially, I'm angry because I want to recover the investment that I lost. And that the next question is, how can I do that? What else can I do so that I can recover the investment that I lost? You see? And when you do this, the pain will actually become your springboard in order to gain back the lost investment. And in my case, I actually doubled, almost even tripled the investment because I moved on, converted that pain to become a gain to earn and recover that investment. Okay, great. Okay. So you have collapsed it, the feeling, you have learned from it, you have reframed it so that you can recover your investment. What's the next step? The next step is this. Okay, it is the big one. Are you seated? This is a big one. Forgive the person who betrayed you. Said, what? Joe, forgive? Oh my goodness. Yeah? That's right. I said, forgive the person. I encourage you to decide to take the higher ground in situations like this. I know it's not easy because it's like hard-earned money. It's like betrayal of your trust, but it's not easy. That's right. But it's always powerful when we take the higher ground because we become peaceful when we're doing that. One way that will help you to take the higher ground is this. Realize this, that hurt people will hurt people. Let me repeat. A person who is hurting already will actually also hurt another person. Just like you, just like me. Okay? I remember a time in which I was asked to manage this company. The business owner or the shareholders told me, Joe, can you please help turn around this company? It was like losing $50,000 a month. So I took over the company. There was an operations director there, okay, a foreigner, okay, from Europe, and I guess he got so insecure when I started taking over the company, essentially becoming his boss and now running the show, whereas previously he was the one taking care and running the show. Okay, so I took that, and after a couple of months, suddenly the shareholders come to me and said, Joe, that guy, the operations director, is accusing you of corruption, of misconduct, and all. I said, what? Okay? And then I told the shareholder, my boss, I told, boss, you know me. You've known me for the last 5 years. Okay? and I've handled bigger money than this. Okay? Okay. I said, investigate. Please do. Ask all the different managers, the accounting, everyone, sales, if I am doing anything like that at all. And then come back to me, and I will be the first person to resign if you find out anything against me. So she said, okay. She did that. She investigated. And you know what? Actually, what happened next was it backfired against that operations director because it was all found that he was just fabricating things that were not true about me. In the meantime, I was hurt. Of course, I was angry also. And I had to do those steps. Okay? But I took the higher ground. And I told myself, based on my experience of helping so many people with their hurts and troubles, this guy has a problem. And sure enough, okay, I found out that when he was young, when he was 5 years old, okay, because his parents was fleeing from the war in the 1940s, okay, then he was left in an orphanage. And in that orphanage, there was this governess that was just so strict. He was struck in his right ear so hard that he actually lost his hearing when he was 5 on his right ear. No wonder he could not hear well, and he would turn his ear like that when he was talking to me. And this governess was so strict and would bully him over and over again. And that is the reason for his insecurities against people in authority. And that's the reason that I found out that when I came in to take over the company, he just felt so insecure that I would like take over and leave him aside. But actually, I was just there to recover it and then turn it over back to him. That was really the case. And so, when I took the higher ground and forgave him of this, I was able to experience peace. I was able to overcome all of those hurts and move on. And we actually turned around this business, and it became like one of the high flyers after 3 years. Okay, so, but you may ask me, Joe, it's very hard to forgive. So I'd like to teach you now an NLP technique that will help you to forgive someone that you find so difficult to forgive. Okay, what are the steps? 3 steps only. First step is this. Think of a person whom you already forgave. Okay? Do that now. Think of a person whom you already forgave. Are you thinking about that? Good. And as you're thinking of that person that you forgave, try to picture, where's the picture of that person whom you already forgave? For me, people that I forgave is located right here. Okay? So look at that picture of that person that you forgave. See that person. Is that person smiling at you, or is just looking at you in a peaceful way? Okay, good. That's right. Do you see them smiling and all? That's right. That's the person that you may have forgiven. Okay, next step is this. I'd like you to picture the betrayer. Where do you see yourself forgiving the betrayer? Where's the picture of that person? It's far away. More often than that. It may be far away, maybe not even in the room. Okay? Okay, so imagine the location. So the picture of the person you forgave is right here. The picture of the person who betrayed you is far away. So I'd like you to take that picture, step 3, transfer the location of the person who you cannot forgive. Take that person, that picture, maybe she's far away, you're bringing it here now, okay? And that picture, I'd like you to locate in the same location as the people whom you forgave. Do that now. Okay, is there now? Okay. And just look at it, lock it in, and notice how you may feel light now as you put that person right there and say, I forgive you. Go on. I forgive you. Perfect. You have just made yourself free from all of those hurts that you may be experiencing because of what that person did to you. Okay? So you collapse, you learn, you reframe, now you have forgiven the person. So what's left? What's left is this. You can confront the person who betrayed you. Perhaps you can talk to that person. Perhaps there are just miscommunications, okay? And you may want to find out really what happened, what is that person's situation, okay? But I tell you, you can also make this only as optional, okay? Because I know some of you will say, okay, I've forgiven that person and I don't want to have any more relationship with that person. I don't feel bad. They're just like an acquaintance now, okay? Unlike before, they were like an investor or a partner or a friend. Now it's just an acquaintance and I just want to keep my distance. That's also okay. As long as you're forgiven them and now you have moved on and now you're on your way in order to recover your investment. Amazing 5 steps. I'd like you to try it out so that you can do it. Thank you so much for your time, my dear friends. This is Jojo Apolo, Asia's Revenue Breakthrough Leader, your business mentor to make your business thrive and your family thrive.